welcome back. Today we're diving deep into one of the most legendary action RPGs ever to grace the Super Famicom. Seiken Densetsu 3, better known to Western audiences as Trials of Mana. Released in 1995, this title is the third installment in the Mana series, following the much-beloved Secret of Mana. Yet, despite its undeniable brilliance, Seiken Densetsu 3 was a hidden gem for many years outside Japan. Thanks to emulation and fan translations, it was playable, but never officially released to Western audiences until the collection of Mana was released in 2019. Seiken Densetsu 3 stood out in the crowded RPG landscape of the 90s. Its lush, vibrant visuals pushed the SNES to its limits. The innovative class system allowed for near infinite replayability. Stick around as we unravel the magic of this masterpiece that, for many, epitomizes the golden age of JRPGs. Before we move on, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay up to date on more deep dives into retro gaming. At its core, Seiken Densetsu 3 weaves a complex and interconnected tale of destiny, betrayal, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. The story is set in a fantastical world where mana, the source of all life, is gradually waning. The mana tree, the guardian of this mystical energy, is dying, and with it, the fabric of the world is beginning to unravel. This impending catastrophe sets the stage for 6 heroes, each with their own distinct motivations and personal stakes, to embark on a journey that will ultimately determine the fate of the world. Seiken Densetsu 3 is unique among its peers due to its branching storyline, which hinges on the player's choice of 3 characters from a roster of 6. Each character has a rich backstory that not only influences their abilities and dialogue, but also impacts the overall narrative. The game's world, while shared, feels different depending on who you choose to lead your party. This choice determines which of the 3 main villains you'll face as the primary antagonist, adding a layer of replayability that was revolutionary for its time. Each character's journey is interwoven with the others, creating a tapestry of interrelated stories that converge as the game progresses. Depending on which trio you choose, the narrative will shift, and you'll uncover different aspects of the game's lore. The game's structure allows for multiple playthroughs, each offering new insights into the characters and the world they inhabit. The central plot revolves around the Mana Stones, ancient relics tied to the world's elemental spirits. The heroes must seek out these stones and their respective spirits to restore balance to the world. However, their quest is hindered by the game's 3 main antagonists, the Dragon Emperor, the Dark Prince, and the Masked Mage, each vying for control over the mana and driven by their own dark ambitions. The identity of the final villain you face is determined by the main character you selected at the start, adding a unique twist to each playthrough. Seiken Densetsu 3 is not just a story of saving the world, it's a story of personal growth, of heroes confronting their pasts, and of the sacrifices made for the greater good. It's a narrative that stays with you, with its emotional depth and the connections you form with its characters being a testament to the storytelling prowess of the Mana series. When it comes to gameplay, Seiken Densetsu 3 stands as a shining example of innovation in the action RPG genre, building upon the real-time combat mechanics established by its predecessor, Secret of Mana. This installment took things to a new level, blending action-packed battles with deep character, customization, and strategic planning. The result is a gameplay experience that remains both accessible and complex, offering something for every type of player, from those who relish in fast-paced combat to those who love to fine-tune their party's abilities. The heart of gameplay is its real-time combat system, which allows players to engage enemies directly in the field without the need for turn-based encounters. This system ensures that battles are fluid and dynamic, with the player controlling one of 3 active characters at any given time. The other 2 characters are managed by the game's AI, although you can switch between characters on the fly, adding a layer of tactical flexibility. The combat is simple yet satisfying, with each character possessing a basic attack, a special move, and access to a variety of spells and abilities depending on their class. The game introduces a robust class system that is arguably one of the game's most defining features. Each of the 6 main characters starts as a base class, but as the game progresses, they can undergo 2 class changes, allowing them to specialize further. The first class change occurs after reaching a certain level and obtaining a special item, which lets the character choose between a light and dark path. This choice isn't just about aesthetics, each path leads to different abilities and stats, fundamentally changing how the character plays, but the depth doesn't stop there. After choosing a path, characters can undergo a second class change, once again choosing between light and dark. This results in a total of 4 final classes for each character, leading to 24 unique class combinations across the 6 heroes. Beyond the class system, Seiken Densetsu 3 also features a day and night cycle that directly impacts gameplay. Certain enemies are stronger at night, some characters' abilities may change, and special events or NPC interactions might only occur at specific times. This cycle adds a strategic layer to exploration and combat, encouraging players to consider the time of day when planning their actions. Magic and abilities play a crucial role in both combat and exploration. Each character can learn a variety of spells and skills based on their class, ranging from powerful elemental attacks to healing and support spells. Magic is managed through a simple menu system that pauses the action, allowing players to choose their spells without the pressure of real-time combat. This system strikes a balance between action and strategy, giving players the opportunity to think tactically about how to approach each encounter. Another standout feature is the game's cooperative multiplayer mode. Up to 3 players can join forces to control the 3 main characters, making Seiken Densetsu 3 a fantastic experience for friends looking to tackle the adventure together. This cooperative play adds a layer of camaraderie and strategy as players must work together to manage their characters' abilities and tactics in real time. Given the intricacies of the class system and the strategic depth of the combat, having multiple players can lead to some truly epic battles and memorable moments. Ultimately, Seiken Densetsu 3's gameplay is a masterclass in blending action and RPG elements. Its fluid combat, deep class system, and expansive world create an experience that is both engaging and rewarding. Whether you're strategizing the best class combinations, exploring every nook and cranny of the world, or simply enjoying the thrill of battle, the gameplay remains as captivating today as it was when it first graced the Super Famicom. It's a game that invites you to lose yourself in its world, offering countless hours of adventure and discovery. The moment you step into the world of Seiken Densetsu 3, it becomes clear that this game is a visual and auditory masterpiece. Released during the twilight years of the Super Famicom, Seiken Densetsu 3 is a prime example of how developers pushed the hardware to its absolute limits, creating a game that remains stunning even by today's standards. Coupled with its extraordinary soundtrack, composed by the brilliant Hiroki Kikuta, the game's graphics and music work in tandem to deliver an unforgettable experience that fully immerses players in its fantastical world. Visually, Seiken Densetsu 3 is a triumph of pixel art. The game's graphics are richly detailed, with vibrant colors and intricate sprite work that bring the world to life. Each of the game's environments is distinct and beautifully crafted, from the verdant forests of Rabite Forest to the icy expanses of the Frostbite Fields. The attention to detail is astounding. Trees sway gently in the wind, water shimmers as it flows, and the lighting subtly shifts with the day and night cycle. The game's use of color is particularly noteworthy. Each area has its own unique palette, contributing to the atmosphere and mood. Whether you're traversing the fiery depths of the Fiery Gorge or the serene beauty of the Moonlight Forest, the visuals draw you into the world and make each location memorable. Character sprites are another highlight. Each of the 6 protagonists is meticulously designed, with detailed animations that convey personality and emotion. The game's spell effects are a particular showcase of its graphical excellence. When characters unleash powerful spells, the screen lights up with dazzling effects that were groundbreaking for the time. Whether it's a fiery explosion from a flare spell or the sparkling light of a healing spell, the visual effects add excitement and flair to every battle. Complementing the stunning visuals is the equally masterful soundtrack by Hiroki Kikuta. Having already proven his musical genius with Secret of Mana, Kikuta returned for Seiken Densetsu 3 and delivered a score that is both hauntingly beautiful and deeply evocative. The soundtrack is a perfect blend of melodic themes, atmospheric tracks, and powerful battle music, each piece crafted to enhance the emotional depth and atmosphere of the game. One of the standout tracks is Meridian Child, which serves as the main theme and perfectly encapsulates the game's sense of adventure and mystery. Its uplifting melody, paired with a driving rhythm, sets the tone for the epic journey ahead. Another iconic piece is Swivel, the boss battle theme, which pulses with energy and urgency, making every encounter with a major enemy feel intense and thrilling. The synergy between the graphics and music in Seiken Densetsu 3 creates an experience that is greater than the sum of its parts. The visuals draw you into the world, making it feel alive and vibrant, while the music underscores the emotional beats of the story and the tension of the battles. Together, they form a cohesive aesthetic that is both timeless and deeply nostalgic. Even decades after its release, it remains a testament to the artistic potential of video games, offering a sensory experience that resonates with players long after they've put down the controller. Seiken Densetsu 3 is more than just a beloved title from the golden age of JRPGs. It's a game that has left an indelible mark on the genre and continues to resonate with gamers decades after its original release. When it launched in 1995, it was an instant classic in Japan, celebrated for its innovative gameplay, branching storylines, and stunning visuals. However, for years, it remained a hidden gem for Western audiences, adding a layer of mystique and allure that only grew over time. The game's legacy is a testament to its quality, as well as its influence on subsequent RPGs and the dedicated fan base that ensured it was never forgotten. One of the most remarkable aspects of Seiken Densetsu 3's legacy is its impact on the action RPG genre. The game's seamless blend of real-time combat character progression and narrative depth set a standard that many future titles aspired to emulate. The class system, in particular, was groundbreaking, offering players an unprecedented level of customization and replayability. The game's storytelling, with its branching narratives and multiple playable characters, also left a lasting impression. The idea of a game that changes based on the player's choices, determining not just the ending but also the journey itself, was ahead of its time. Despite its success in Japan, Seiken Densetsu 3 was never officially released in the West during the 90s. For years, fans speculated and hoped for an official English release. But it wasn't until 2000 that a dedicated group of fans created an unofficial translation patch, allowing the game to reach a wider audience. This fan-driven project is one of the most famous in the history of ROM hacking, showcasing the dedication and passion Seiken Densetsu 3 inspired in its community. The demand for Seiken Densetsu 3 continued to grow over the years, as more and more Western gamers discovered it through emulation and word of mouth. This persistent interest eventually paid off when Square Enix included the game in the collection of Mana for the Nintendo Switch in 2019, marking its first official release outside of Japan under the title Trials of Mana. This collection gave new life to the game, introducing it to a whole new generation of players and allowing longtime fans to experience it legally in English for the first time. The release was met with widespread acclaim, with many praising the game's timeless design and the quality of the localization. The legacy of Seiken Densetsu 3 doesn't end with its original version. In 2020, Square Enix released a full 3D remake of the game, also titled Trials of Mana. This remake modernized the original's graphics, gameplay, and presentation, while staying true to the spirit of the classic. The remake was well received, praised for its faithful adaptation, and the way it introduced the story and characters to a new audience. The success of the remake demonstrated that Seiken Densetsu 3's appeal transcends generations, proving that its core design and storytelling were ahead of their time. Today, Seiken Densetsu 3 is remembered not just as a great game, but as a milestone in the evolution of RPGs. It continues to inspire developers and delight players, old and new alike, whether through the original Super Famicom version, the collection of Mana, or the modern remake. Seiken Densetsu 3 remains a testament to the enduring power of great game design. Its legacy is one of innovation, passion, and connection that spans across time, uniting players from different eras in their appreciation of a truly remarkable game. Thank you for joining us. If you liked this deep dive into the retro world of Seiken Densetsu 3, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep questing and keep gaming.